Okay, we've started. So this is Valeria's demo of the volunteer management system for Sisters Google Summer of Code 2015. So Valeria, I'm going to hand it over to you.
Okay. Can you see this, my slides? No?
No, we can't see anything.
And now, can you see something?
Not yet.
No, not yet. Are you using your are you using Mac?
No, I'm using Windows now and PowerPoint presentation, some slides.
Are you using what browser?
From Google browser.
Okay.
Oh wait, something just flashed. I think we can see it now.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, we can see the presentation.
Yeah, there you go.
Yay!
Okay, perfect. So today I want to demo the work I have completed this summer. And first I want to talk about my goals, timeline, and what I completed during this program. And I started the program with the unit tests. I programmed new unit tests for organization, event, job, shift, and volunteer. And after that, we can successfully test all the functions of the project. And now the next slide. Do you see the next slide now?
Yes.
Okay. And after that, I programmed displaying a simple notification to the users that they have registered successfully. And there are only pictures, print screens, because I have shown these functions before at the last demo, but new functions I will show online with the website. But now there are only pictures. And then I added a data picker to the templates where they are missing. For example, here, create event. We have start date and end date, and I programmed a new date picker for the time period when we have two date pickers on one page. And so, for example, here we have August, 23rd August, and other dates by end date are disabled, so we cannot choose this. There are two date pickers on one page. Then I implemented a time picker tool and using it in the project to add times, start time and end time also. So now we have a time picker tool. Then I also added functionalities so that a sheet cannot be deleted if at least one volunteer is signed up for it. And if an administrator wants to delete some shifts, she or he can see an error message. You cannot delete a shift that a volunteer has signed up for. Then I added the location for for the event and shift and display location wherever it's appropriate. For example, here we can see create event and country, state, city, address, and venue. For the shift, I added also these locations. And now I want to show some on the website. I added administrator functionality to manage, add, edit, or delete the shift hours for volunteers, and says here we are an administrator now. I don't hear you. Do you hear me?
Yes, you're fine.
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
perfect. So administrators can manage shifts. Earlier, administrators only assigned shift for a volunteer, but now they can cancel shift registration for a volunteer. They can also log hours for a volunteer. For example, here I can log some hours for the test job. Here we have, for example, this hours. I can log. Okay. So yes, then I can also, as administrator, I can also edit hours for some volunteers, edit logged hours, and I can also clear hours for a volunteer. And also, as earlier, I can assign a shift and so on. This is a new functionality for the administrators to manage shifts for volunteers. Then I also configured access for administrators and volunteers. We can test it here. For example, I can log out now, and now I can log in as a volunteer. Test is a volunteer account. Now I'm a volunteer, and if I try to access this page, for example, I see an error, no access error. You don't have administrator rights. So it is second one, and then I programmed also email notifications. This is a new function, send reminder function, and now we can send reminder email for all shifts and volunteers. We can send 1 day reminder and also 1 week reminder, or the both. And this function should be run on the server once a day. And this function is in services shift, and you can find this function here. So it's a new function to send a reminder that a shift they have signed up, coming up. And then I tested VMS portal in various browsers and on mobile devices. I tested this in Google browser, in Internet Explorer browser, and so on. And it looks very good. But when I tested it on my Android phone and for other small screens, it looks also very good. Here you can see some print screens I did. But if I logged in, I cannot see a menu. And I found out it was an error in the code, and I fixed it. And now we can see, I can simulate here a small screen in my browser, for example, a small phone screen. And now we have a menu. So the menu looks very good, and we can also upcoming shift and so on. It looks not so good. Perhaps we need to change something for small screens. Because report, when I generate report, we can see that report looks not so good. Perhaps we should fix it also. But now we have a menu here and can use it on small screens also. And then I did extra tasks. I moved to the additional tasks from rows and from my mentors, Carol Topasveni, and extra tasks from rows were add a calendar date range opportunity for the event search for a volunteer. For example, I am volunteer now, and if I look for the shifts to sign up, here I can see all shifts. And for example, I want to find shifts or only shifts in August. There are 2 shifts in August, and here I can say okay, only August, and search, and then I see only these 2 shifts for August. So this is the data range opportunity. I also improved a report for volunteers. Report. I'm a volunteer now, and I also dated this date range for the volunteer report. So if I see, I have 3 shifts here in July and in August, and if I want to find only shifts in August, I can do this also. August, generate report. Now I can see only these 2 shifts in August. And I improved also an administrator report. Here we are. So log out, and now I can log in as administrator. Report. And now we can generate a report for some organization, for example, Django report. And we can find here only Django volunteers and shifts, or Google also here, only Google. And now I can also generate a report for Google and for August. There are these 2 shifts. And when I say okay, only August, then I see only these 2 shifts from Google organization. So it works. These were 3 extra tasks from rows. Then extra tasks from Carol I did were this nice new feature when I'm administrator and I create a new shift for the event. For example, this event, Django event in Paris. So we can see Django event is in France, Paris, address in Paris, and venue in Paris. Okay. And now job for Django, for example, this test job Django, and then I go to the shifts, test job Django, and when I try to create a shift for the Django event, create shift, I don't need to write new state or country or city. I can see here country, state, city, and so on from the Django event. And if I want, I can delete state, for example, and venue, and I need to and I can simply create this shift. So it can help to create some new shifts. And I also added better error message for the registration when I sign up here. I have to write my phone number, and here I can see the format from the phone number, and when I try to enter some wrong number, for example this one, and then create account, I can see this error message: phone number must be entered in the format. So it can help to understand what format for the phone number I need. Okay. And then some extra tests from the Pasveni. They were not allowing user to create a post-dated event. Very useful. For example, when I log in as admin, and I try to create a new event, for example, event demo, and today is August. Okay, and I try to create some event, some past event, then I cannot do it. Start date should be today's date or later. Okay, and a time picker everywhere. So time picker is everywhere now. So when I try to create a shift, I can also see this time picker and so on everywhere. And I also had some suggestions. For example, don't show all shifts in the shift list for a volunteer. For example, when I'm a volunteer now, okay, and I can see shift sign up. I can press shift sign up, and I can see here only the shifts for which I didn't sign up. So earlier it was so that that volunteer can see all shifts, and if a volunteer clicked sign up for the shift, she or he has already signed up. She or he sees the error message: you have already signed up for this shift, please sign up for a different shift. And now there is no error message, because we can see in this list only shifts for which we have not signed up. So it's pretty simple, but it can spare some time. And yes, I did this menu for the small screens. Yeah, it's pretty good also now. So it were my tasks and my timeline, and I wanted to say something about the next steps, about what I know now. And Rose wanted to start testing this VMS project with few volunteers, and Tapasveni sent me a nice email about Google code-in tasks for students, and I will also write some simple tasks for this program I'm I will also glad to do it. Yes. And I want to say thank you to Ross, Carol, and Tapasweni for this very nice time for me. I have learned a lot, and it was very, very nice. And I hope that the VMS portal is better now, and that I helped for this project.
Thank you. You can stop sharing your screen.
Yes.
Valeria, you did an amazing job. You probably didn't notice me clapping in silence, cheering on, because you have no idea how important this is for the community, especially for our volunteers. Let me just explain. A lot of our volunteers work for organizations that do donation matching. So we typically had to do all of this manual processing from email to getting confirmation, and that took a while. And so if I'm the bottleneck, then I miss out on the opportunity of donations going towards our Pass It On award. So this is very important for our community, especially our community leaders as well, to be able to track that. Then there was never any way that we could tell, okay, Microsoft, you've had this many volunteers and this is how many hours they've worked, and that's another missing opportunity for donations, right? So we had no reporting from an individual volunteer standpoint or from an oversight of how many volunteers, do we actually have. These are all manual things. We have a lot of manual things that we do internally, so this is going to help alleviate a lot of that, but also making sure we don't miss out on any of that donated money. That's really important from a nonprofit like ourselves and a lot of volunteers that we use to put on the programs that we do. So very critical for us. So it is very, very needed, and I so appreciate the work that you've done. It's been amazing just to see the transformation, and I do appreciate it. And Carol and Tapaswani, oh my gosh, you are just so amazing mentors. You're just like, you're always very responsive, you're on point, you're in there doing the code reviews, giving some guidance, asking the questions, and just passing on that information, and that's what we're all about. I so, so appreciate you. There's no way that we could do this without our mentors, and thank you so much. Thank you. Carol or Tapaswini, did you want to say something?
This is Carol. Of course I want to say something. I always want to say something. It has been absolutely delightful to work as a team, and Tapaswini's been carrying the bulk of the code reviews and suggestions, and I so appreciate that. And obviously her front end skills really helped as well, because I'm more of a back end person. And to our fabulous student, I can blown away. You have, throughout the entire time period, not only done what you were supposed to do, but leveled up your skills each time. And I credit that to really all the effort that we don't see behind the scenes, that you're researching stuff and trying stuff out. I almost cried when I saw the mobile rendering the other day, because I was like, oh my gosh, I haven't tried this yet, and it's so cool, it works. So, it's stuff like that, just going the little extra effort that really takes a competent developer and really makes them a fabulous team contributor. And I can see very, very bright things in the future for you. Just keep doing what you're doing. You have gone from pretty much learning how to make a branch in Git and how to do a pull request all the way through to being able to manage a project. what I would like to see going forward from Rose and company is a way that we can find some resources to deploy a demo version of this so that Rose can show this off as she would like, and then as I haven't wanted to step on anybody's toes with the automated testing and portal and everything else, but I think from an infrastructure standpoint, we really want to put some automated off-the-shelf like code coverage tools and Travis and stuff, so that not only does the project it gives us the ability to be consistent across projects, as well as onboard more people to do some of the smaller tasks and grow. So basically, the experience that our fabulous student had this summer can translate out into other people, whether they're part of Google Summer of Code or not. And I think that would make it easier from a maintainability standpoint. And then I want to get the Selenium tests that Jayesh is doing somehow merged into this code base.
Yeah.
Because I think that would be helpful. But I am beyond thrilled with, not just the results, but really, and the results are what's important for Google Summer of Code, but I think the life skills that you've built and the skills as a professional that you've built are down the road far more valuable to you as a person, and I couldn't be more pleased. And I think you've leveled all of our skills up.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you. Tapaswani?
Yes, all the things Carol and Rose said. Plus, once in our first meeting, Valeria, you said that you don't know Django much and you are starting with it. I never felt that you don't know Django anywhere. It was like you were coming very nicely with everything. Many a times we did not know a solution, but next day we'll get a comment that okay, you fixed it. So it was very nice. And I learned a lot from Carol as well as you, obviously, yes. And it was very nice experience for me. And yes, it was above expectations and it was very nice.
And just to point out to a couple of things that Carol is saying, yes, I am actually looking into our infrastructure and our architect of what we need to do and keeping all of our open source. Believe me, we are using Travis CI on a few other projects just because they had multiple students on there. And then some of the students are doing mobile development, and so having an automated testing definitely needed something for that. So I'm looking into like tools like Sauce Labs. Actually, I think I have another demo today. I have 3 after this one, but another demo today, and I think automated VMS is in there, automated testing for VMS. So all the automated, I wanted to make sure we had automated testing for all of our web projects, but we definitely need them for our mobile as well. So definitely looking into that. I'm trying to find a really strong conference, technical conference that I can go to in November to kind of scope out what's going on. But we have a really good IT administrator now that has given me some feedback and asking just the community, where things are, and hoping to leverage all of this other good stuff that we've got going on here. So,
hey Rose.
Yeah.
On a practical note with that, I think I might have put it in the issue tracker, but I'll just handwrite a note that says, for Django in particular, some of the best industry practices for Django are in Danny Greenfeld's, who's PyDanny on GitHub, his Django cookie cutter template. And that's sort of the de facto within the Python Django world of how to deploy stuff and how to structure projects so that they're maintainable from the dependency standpoint as well.
Yeah.
So I think, you know, I've seen bits and pieces of what we would need, like Travis is on the portal site, but not on this one, you know, but the key, even with the portal site, was the person that was contributing, couldn't see couldn't get a green light from Travis without intervention from somebody else on a regular basis, and that is like kind of like a clunky workflow. So
yeah,
I don't think it's a huge effort to do it. I think it's just a coordination thing.
Yeah.
So rock on that there's an infrastructure person.
Oh my gosh, you have no idea. I've been wanting that, so it helps us too, you know, and we're doing some Rails projects too, so I've got to make sure that everything across the board is good. But I just want to thank all of you all, and that is in the works, and I'm glad you all are still on board, sticking around and doing some great stuff. Loving to see what we're going to do for Google Code In. Just a few administrative stuff. The evaluation's open tomorrow at 1900 UTC. And they close next Friday. So what you want to do is probably on Monday after you're getting everything done, just go in and do your evaluations. If you want to change something, you have until next Friday, but go ahead and just submit it. Otherwise, we will be sending out, I think, reminders on Tuesday, and then Google will send out theirs on starting probably Wednesday. They give you a good amount of time to get it in, and then starting on Wednesday, they'll probably have that on. And then firm pencil down is tomorrow. That's just so that you can get all of your code checked in, reviewed, and submitting a PR. I'll be looking at all of those on Saturday just to make sure everything is good and report back to the mentors. There's go. I'll be also editing a lot of the videos. We had a lot of issues with other students with, you know, just power outage, connectivity. So I'll be posting all of the videos and into one like playlist on our channel, on our Sisters channel. Don't forget about your code sample. I think you start submitting next week or maybe tomorrow. I'm not sure. You'll see it when you, Valeria, you'll see it when you go into Melange. But, you know, I think it's just a snippet, but put something in, you know, submit something that you've been working on or created, or maybe that was something really challenging that you want to showcase. This is really a great time to showcase your work. And additionally, I've been telling all of the students that you should really think about, as a team, submitting an article to opensource.com. I think it's really good, and not only opensource.com, but also the Google Summer of Code blog. I think both of them are actually taking, and I need to post that to the list, but both of them are actually really good, where we can showcase the work that you've done this summer in the program. So think about that, and you know, Valeria, maybe you just take the lead on that writing, and then maybe get a couple of quotes from Carol and Tapaswini, and or, you know, collaborate together. But I think it's very worth the writing an article. Any visibility that we can get is always good. So
yeah, and I echo Rose's statement on that. I think it would be great if you wrote about your experience, and, you know, we're happy to put in quotes as well, but think about how it inspires the next person to try.
Yeah.
And the folks that are at opensource.com are really good folks, so they'll help with the editing and all of that stuff, so you don't have to feel worried about that. So, but I do think it would be great, and screenshots, pictures, whatever.
Yeah, absolutely, I agree. Well, thank you, ladies, so much. Still got a lot of administrative stuff on the back end, but this has been incredible, and I can't wait to show everyone the volunteer management system. The community leaders are going to love it. And we're gonna figure, and I'll work with you all to figure out, because I need to order some SSL certs for all of our projects. So trying to get all of that squared away first. And then we have Grace Upper coming up, so I'm pretty maxed out here, but it's all good. I'm so excited. It's the little things for me, and this is gonna make my life easier, but also we won't miss out on the donation. That's the big part too. So,
Yeah, no, that's huge.
yeah. Yeah.
Thank you, Rose, for always inspiring us too.
Oh, it was my pleasure. My pleasure.
Thank you very much, and I'm so happy to hear that I helped, and that it was for me a great summer. Thank you very much for this opportunity, and I'm very happy to meet you all. It's very nice.
Thank you.
Thank
Okay.
you. Yeah.
Go ahead, Tony.
Yeah.
Bye.
Thank you, everyone. I just wanted to say that it was a great opportunity for me also. I
Yeah.
learned a lot, as well as I learned a lot of skills, and plus I contributed to it. So yeah, it feels great.
Yeah, absolutely.
And heck, if you guys ever want to work on a project that I'm working on, or you guys need help on your project, let me know, because it has been a pleasure working with all of you. And I mean that from the bottom of my heart. And I don't say that to everybody. So it has been a really great team effort, which is really what this is all about. So.
Yeah. Totally agree.
One more thing I can suggest, Valeria, is there is something as Django story. So if please go ahead and submit your story there as well. So
Yes,
gives you
great
some visibility. Yeah, and it will help. So yeah, it's good to do that.
You know what, Valeria? You missed the other one, but I saw a post in Sisters about the Django Girls Conference in Europe, I believe. I'm gonna send that to you, but I think you should, your local, at least the regional there, and they offering scholarships, travel scholarships too. So you should definitely apply to that one. I'll send you. I can.
Yes, and Carol sent me this Django under the hood in Amsterdam.
That's it. That's it right there. That's it.
If you can go to that one, that is probably better than any Django Con. I mean, not that Django Cons are bad, but they are really working on like where this is all going. So,
Yeah.
but and if anybody asks you, are you a beginner in Django? Your answer should be emphatically no. You're a Django developer.
Yes.
And Tapaswini as well, because you guys are, and it doesn't matter how long you've been coding for, you are. So.
Totally agree. Totally agree.
All right, sisters.
One more thing. You have Django Girls event. If you have Django Girls event near you, be a coach there, not a student. It will be a wonderful experience, and I believe you know a lot. So yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right.
Definitely.
Don't reply as a student, but as a coach.
Right. Exactly.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Okay.
Right. I've got to go because I've got to go.
I have to go too, but thank you so much. It's been a pleasure. Thank you.
Bye, all.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.